let us do some problems in error and measurements. Okay. So let us see this problem. The radius of a sphere measured repeatedly. I told you, na? So to get error in an experiment, you have to do it repeated experiments. Okay. So they have done they measure the radius of the sphere repeatedly. Yields values 5.63 meter, 5.54 meter, 5.44 meter, 5.40 meter and 5.35 meter. Determine the most probable value of the radius. That is nothing but the arithmetic mean, we know that. And the mean absolute mean absolute error. Mean absolute error is what? Take the difference and take the average of all the absolute error. That's what. And the relative error is, okay, if you know the mean absolute error, that divided by the mean value gives the relative error. Percentages into 100 will give the percentage. Fine. So let us do it. So first we have to find out the mean most probable radius. Solution. Most probable radius. That is what? That is the mean of it, right? So let us call it as, let us give a symbol for it. What is symbol we can give? Say R mean. So R mean is equal to how much? Take the average of all those things, right? That is 5.63 plus 5.54 plus 5.44 plus 5.40 plus 5.35. 5.35. How many entries are there? How many experiments? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? So what should be its value? Let us use, I can use a calculator, but you can't use. Okay, 5.63 plus 5.54 plus 5.44 plus 5.40 plus 5.35 equal to 27.36. Yeah, that should be correct. Yeah. 27.36 divided by 5, correct? So this will be then that divided by 5 equals 5.472. Now this is not complete answer. You know that? Because see, your measurement, your measurement precision is up to two digits. The average is 4.572. So you have to remember, it's very important. You have to quote only up to the significant figures. Okay, so what should be a significant figure? You can see the first digit is common, 55555. Second digit 6, 5, 4, 4, 3. So second digit is different, correct? So you can't actually go beyond that. So you should write it as, so when you write it up to the significant figure, this should be equal to 5.4. Okay, so what happened in your book? This exercise came before your significant figures. Those they are used actually this much, the exact value. I don't know what one should use now. Ideally, one shouldn't use more than significant figures. Okay, so your book says up to here. So anyway, that later on when you can ask your college teacher, school teacher. Okay. So for example, so let me keep the same thing because your book is having the same number. I am maintaining the same. Okay. So and this is the so this is what your most probable radius. Now you want to find out mean absolute error. Correct. So what is the absolute error? This difference with the each number, and then you take the average of all. Correct. So it will be mean absolute error is how much? Error equal to, basically take the difference of this, right? So let us take 5.472 minus, what is the first value? 5.63, correct? 5.63 plus, it means difference. So then 5.472 minus 5.54 plus 5.472 minus 5.44 plus 1, 2, 3, no space. है ना 5.4 that you written up to here you written right so 5.472 minus 5.4 plus the last one 5.472 minus 5.35 okay the whole thing divided by 5 times right so what should be this value oh sorry this is 5 times correct so what should be this value tell me the difference of these two ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಪತ್ಪನ್ನ ಟಕ್ ಟಕ್ ನಡಿ
minus 0.158
minus it will be positive right so what is that
that is
0.158 plus what about this one 0.068 plus what about this one 0.032
0.968
0.968 are you sure 0.0
okay 0.032
what are you doing yeah plus 0.072 plus 0. This minus this na 22122 correct so divided by 5 let me do it here itself This is 0.52 divided by 5, correct? So 0.0904. Okay, so that will be the error in the probable radius. Pardon?
is it correct
Must be. This must be correct. Yeah, 0.0904. And then we have to go for what is the next error? Relative error. Relative error is easy. This is okay. Yeah, I should return the symbol, right? What we will write is absolute error. We will call it as delta or mean. Okay. So then relative error is what? Equal to delta or mean divided by r mean. So tell me what is the value? 0.0904 divided by r mean is 5.472 and that will equal to how much?
0.0165
0.0165
it's a big number I should tell all the numbers
okay enough let us write so 0.0165 right anyway those people are rounded off to 2 digits 0.17 they will return okay so what will be the percentage error will be how much relative error into 100 correct so that will be what 0.017 into 100 that equal to 1.7 percentage so that is the okay fine yeah that's the answer of this problem okay so this is the next problem in an experiment to determine the volume of an object Mass and density are recorded as mass is given like this 5 plus minus 0.15 kg, and rho is this symbol is rho. Okay, it's a Greek alphabet. Density is 5 plus or minus 0.2 kg per meter cube respectively. Remember, one thing you have to always, I didn't tell you, so when you are doing this error calculation, the units all has to be same. You can't use one as a gram and another one as kilogram or something. Okay, you should make sure of that. If the units are different, then you have to always convert them into same unit. Just multiplying, if it is gram, then you have to multiply by 1000, correct? So everything will goes off in the 1000. So then you have an error, you have to multiply this also with 1000, this also with 1000. Okay, fine. So respectively. So calculate percentage error in the measurement of volume. Okay, so this is not mentioned in a book, but you should remember the exam, if they is by chance if they given a different unit, first step is to get them in the same unit, and then only you have to find out the error. Okay. So calculate is a measurement of percentage error in the measurement of volume. Yeah, this is very simple. Okay, you know that density, right? What is the formula for density? Density definition is was mass per unit volume. So density rho equal to mass by volume. What they are asking, they calculated rho and they calculated the mass. They are asking what is the error in the volume. Okay, so similarly from here you can always, you can write, I'll write it like, therefore volume V equal to m by rho. Okay, we have, if Z equal to A by B, then what is that? Delta Z by Z equal to delta A by A plus delta B by B. Okay, and therefore delta V will be equal to delta M by M plus delta rho by rho. Oh yeah, delta V by V equal to, correct. Okay, so what is our delta M? Delta M, first we write M equal to 5, okay, and delta M equal to 0.15, and rho equal to 5, both are same or what? Yeah, both are given same. Rho equal to 5 and delta rho equal to, tell me.
0. Plus minus 0.2.
Yeah, that's okay. So plus minus you are right. Delta always, this error will be always positive only. Okay. And therefore delta V by V will be equal to, delta M is 0.15 divided by 5 plus 0.12 divided by 0.2 divided by 5, correct? So what this will be? 0.03. Oh no, 3, correct. No, 0.3, nah, correct, nah, yeah. 0.03 plus, this is 0.04, correct? So how much it will be? 0.07. So that will be the, that's all they asked, right? Oh, percentage error. So therefore, percentage error equal to 0.07 into 100, that is equal to 7%. Okay? So let us do this problem, and this is interesting. The acceleration due to gravity is determined by using a simple pendulum of length L, which is equal to 100 plus minus 0.1 centimeter. If it's time, you know the simple pendulum we already did in the class, right? So what they have done is they use a pendulum of length 100 centimeter and they are using it to calculate, measure the gravity, acceleration due to gravity. Okay. If its time period is t equal to 2 plus minus 0.1 second, what is the time period? Time taken for one oscillation. Okay, so one oscillation time period. 2 plus minus 0.01 second, find the percentage error in the measurement of G. See, for all when you are doing all this problem in the error, dimension analysis and all, you should remember all the formulas. Okay, so you should always, your 9th standard, what the formula for work done, force I was telling you in the morning also. Remember all the formulas you should remember. So the one good thing is, note down all the formulas in a paper, in one part of the paper and keep it. So you need to keep remembering the formulas always. Okay, force equal to mass into acceleration. What's the acceleration is velocity by time. Only when you know the formula, then only you can actually be able to solve these problems. Okay, so let us get the solution. Like current formula, all those things you should know. Current equal to charge by time. So all those formulas you should know. Okay, fine. So if you remember in the what do you say? If you remember in that lecture, first lecture when we calculate dimension analysis, we got the formula for the time period. So what the time period? Time period will be proportional to root of L by G. Correct? So I can remove this proportionality constant. I can write it as some proportionality, write it as a constant. Correct? So then what happened? So this is now you root and all you can actually do root also. If you remember last time we did, right? But what happened? We need to find out the percentage error in G. You got it? So what should I do? So then G is also having 1 by 2. So I should express G equal to in terms of T and L. Correct? So what should I do here? So I want to take G, now square root of G. So all I can do is, if I square, the square root will vanish. Correct? So square on both sides. What are we going to get? Squaring Why we are squaring it? Because we want it in G. Because right now it's G to the power square root of G. We want in G. That's why we are squaring. So then what happened? T square equal to K square and what is that? L by G. Therefore, G is equal to K square L by T square. Correct? Correct? Or G is equal to K square. K square is just a constant. It doesn't have an error. Okay, so L, of course, that also will have an error. But here in our case, we are not considering, they don't provide any error in the constant term and also we can just use it. K square, no, I think this will have only 2 pi. Yeah, it won't have an error. L equal T to the power of minus 2. Correct? And so we know these formulas here, correct? So now when you have this as the formula for G, now you can find. We have if Z equal to A power N delta Z by Z equal to N into delta A by A. Correct? And if Z equal to AB delta Z by Z equal to delta A by A plus delta B by B. So the same formula here. So therefore, delta G by G will be equal to, first one is K square, you don't bother. It doesn't come. It will vanish off. Okay. K square will cancel off. Even though if you do the same formula what we did earlier, the K square will cancel off. So this will be delta L by L plus minus 2 delta T by T. Okay. But is it be minus or plus minus? Yeah, because delta T is plus minus. Correct? Plus minus, yeah. So this, even though this is minus, this should be actually, because delta T can go positive and negative. What we should use is positive value only always. Why? Yeah, error should always quoted for the highest magnitude one. Okay. So then this will be what? Tell me. So what is delta L? Okay, now we are given delta L is how much?
0.1.
0.1 and L equal to 100, correct? And
delta
delta T equal to how much?
0.01
0.01 and T is equal to
2.
2. So therefore, delta G by G will be equal to 0.1 divided by 100, correct? Plus 2 times delta T, that is 0.02 divided by 2. So what this will be, tell me? This is 0.001 plus 0.01, right? So this will be 0.011. Okay? What they want? Percentage error, right? So therefore, percentage error in G will be equal to 0.011 into 100, that will be 1.1 percentage. Okay? So remember, so these are the common mistakes people can do. You write minus because oh, this is minus, so you put it minus. No, because error should be always maximum. So you should remember always there's a plus minus sitting along with this delta T. Okay? So this is an interesting question. If you remember, in the earlier lecture also, I just skipped. I just said we can show it off. But anyway, in your questions, they asked this to show that. So the same way. So it is simple. So what happened? So answer is given. What is given? Z equal to A by B. Therefore, Z plus minus delta Z will be equal to A plus minus delta A by B plus minus delta B. Okay, this is the way we did for the product also, AB also, the same way we can do. So now, let us do some jugglery. What am I going to do? I am going to take A outside, A from here outside. So this will become what? A 1 plus delta A by A, and I will take B from here outside. So B, that will be 1 plus minus, delta B by B. Fine. So now A by B is Z, correct? So this we can write it as Z into 1 plus minus delta A by A divided by 1 plus minus delta B by B. Okay. So now I will take the Z this side. Okay, when I take the Z this side, what happened? So this is what? Z plus minus delta Z, correct? So when I take the Z this side, this will become Z here. Am I right?
1 plus delta Z.
Yeah. So therefore what happens? So this becomes 1 plus minus delta Z by Z equal to 1 plus minus delta A by A divided by 1 plus minus delta B by B. So let me take this 1 that side. So we are having plus minus delta Z by Z equal to 1 plus minus delta A by A divided by 1 plus minus delta B by B minus 1. Good. So then let us take the LCM. So this will be what? 1 plus minus delta B by B into this is 1 plus minus delta A by A minus, correct? This term, that is equal to 1 plus minus delta B by B. So now, when I open the bracket, what will we have? So 1 plus minus delta A by A minus 1 plus minus delta B by B 1 plus minus delta B by B. So this one and this one cancels. So what we are having? Delta A by A plus delta B by B divided by 1 plus minus delta B by B. Now this is a relative error, correct? If you remember, we said relative error will always a very small number, small quantity. You have seen also all the calculations, right? So your delta B by B is very, very smaller than 1. Since, correct? So if you add, any one with a very small number, will it make a difference? It will be again equal to 1, correct? Therefore, 1 plus delta B by B will be approximately equal to 1 only. It's a very small number, correct? Adding a small number with 1 will be 1. So when it is 1, so this goes off here. Therefore, delta Z by Z equal to delta A by A plus delta B by B. And that's what the answer is. Interesting. Derive the formula for kinetic energy of a particle having mass m and velocity v using dimensional analysis. If you remember, that's what dimensional analysis is. What already they given us some answer. Kinetic energy of a particle having mass m and velocity v. So what they say is, so kinetic energy is going to depend upon mass as well as the velocity v. Okay. So what will be the solution is what? So let us write kinetic energy as Ke. Ke is proportional to mass, m to the power of alpha and v to the power of, you write a and b. What we wrote, a and b? We wrote a and b, right? Okay, so then we write m to the power of a and v to the power of b. So by dimension analysis, we have to find out what is a and b. So what is the dimension of kinetic energy? Tell me, what will be the dimension of kinetic energy? Can you tell me? Simple. Kinetic energy, you put any energy. All energy formula is going to have the same dimension. Correct? So even work is also energy. So if you remember, work equal to force into distance. Correct? You find out that also will get the same answer. Or if you know potential energy, mgh. Find out all the things will have the same dimensions. Okay. So let me write out mgh. If that is the formula you remember, for example. Okay, then you put mgh. You know m is equal to what? Mass, right? So its dimension will be m to the power of 1. G is what? Velocity per second. So velocity means meter per second square. So L and t power minus 2 and height is again L, correct? So this will be what? m1 L2 t power minus 2. So this is the dimension of kinetic energy will be what? Will be equal to m power 1, L power 2 and t power minus 2. Okay. So dimension of mass will be equal to what? M. Dimension of, velocity equal to what? Tell me. Velocity is meter per second, right? So that will be L t power minus 1, correct? You also do in a notebook. So therefore, from 1 we will call. Therefore, from 1 we have, so dimension of kinetic energy, dimensionally both the equations should match each other. So we will have m1 L2 t power minus 2 will be equal to, m is mass is, the dimension is again a, to the power of a into velocity. Velocity is L t to the power of minus 1 power of b. Now let us open it. So what we have when you multiply them both, all those things, m power a, L power b and t power minus b. Okay. So answer, you got it. Am I right? So comparing these two sides, comparing LHS and RHS, we get, what do we get? A will be 1 and B will be 2. 2, that's it. Correct. Therefore, what do we want to do? Therefore, formula for kinetic energy. Therefore, kinetic energy will be proportional to mv square. You remember the formula? That is the formula. And if you actually do the experiments, you will find the constant. the R kinetic energy is equal to some constant mv square, and we can find k equal to half. That you can do it from experiments. Okay, therefore kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. So this is the way your dimensional analysis problem has to be done. This is an important problem. V equal to AT plus B by T plus C plus V0 is a dimensionally valid equation. Obtain the dimensional formula for A, B and C, where V is a velocity, T is time and V0 is a initial velocity. See, the problem looks complicated from these equations and all. But I think this is a very simple problem. Many times most of the physics problems, even though it appears to be complicated, when you do, you will find it is very simple. So these problems will come for very high marks. So rather than writing a very big question, if you have this problem, you can solve it in a very few minutes and you can lazily get a mark easily. Okay, the solution. Easy போடுற இருக்க முடியலனால நீ ஒன்று படு இதை சுற்றிக்கோ கம்ப்ளீட் அம்மா கம்ப்ளீட்டாக சுற்றிக்கோ. So how will we solve this problem? If you remember, I told you, if the formula have different terms, all terms should have the dimension equal to the LHS. Means what? If you have x, if I write x is equal to a plus b plus c, something like this, then the a dimension of a should be dimension of x. Similarly, dimension of b also should be dimension of x. Similarly, c also should have dimension of x. That's all. Other thing also, if you want to add any two terms equation, both the terms should have the same dimension. Okay, by what I mean is something like that. If I write as a divided by b plus c, means since b plus c is getting added, they both should have the same dimension, correct? So now from here itself, we can simply answer what should be the dimension of c when t is time.
Okay, C should be T is
Yeah, so times dimension, correct? So that's very simple. So then we are given V is equal to AT plus B divided by T plus C plus V0. So let us go one by one. So this AT, okay, so dimension of V is what? Of V is equal to what? Tell me. That is meter per second, correct? So that will be a meter per second, right? T minus 1.
Yes, N, not N.
Oops, sorry. You turn mass. L, correct. LT minus 1. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So therefore, AT should also have the same dimension. Therefore, dimension of AT should be LT minus 1. Okay. So dimension of T is, therefore, A dimension of T is what? T1 should be equal to LT per minus 1. Correct? So when I take it here, therefore this gives me A will be equal to LT minus 1 divided by T. Am I right? So that will be equal to what? LT minus 2. That is acceleration. Okay. Therefore, dimension of A is LT minus 2. If you want to write them, you can m to the power 0 also. So the way sometimes normally in the book, sometimes they write as m0 L1 T minus 2. Okay. So now you got the dimension of AT. So now you want to find the dimension of B. Okay. So the dimension of B, okay, how will you do the dimension of B? So this term should have the dimension of velocity, correct? So dimension of B by T plus C will be equal to dimension of velocity. That will be LT minus 1. T is time, correct? So therefore, T, so C should have, I told you, because anything addition will have same dimension. You cannot add otherwise. Should have dimension of time, right?
That is T.
Of time. Therefore, dimension of C is T. Okay. So now, both of them will have the same dimension. Therefore, B divided by this dimension is just T. Am I right? Will be equal to velocity. LT. Tell me LT power minus 1. Right? So when it goes there, you get B is equal to LT minus 1 T. Right? So this goes off. That's equal to only L. Correct? Yeah, that's it. Therefore, dimension of B is, you can write M equal to 0, L1 and T0. And dimension of C is how much? M0, L0, T. Okay? So how simple is this problem? Let us do this problem. If the formula for a physical quantity, some physical quantity, is x is equal to a power 4 b cube c to the power of 1 by 3 and d to the power of 1 by 2, and if the percentage error in the measurements of a, b, c and d are 2%, 3%, 3% and 4% respectively, calculate the percentage error in x. This is simple. You remember? If you remember, we wrote in that one of the lecture, we wrote something like that. If z equal to a power p, b power pq and divided by c power r, you remember what was the error we get? Therefore, delta z by z will be p delta a by a plus q delta b by b plus r delta c by c. Okay, so this is what we will get it. How do it simple? So therefore, simple, what happens? So your x, so given x is equal to a power 4, b power 3 divided by c power 1 by 3, 1 by 3, d power 1 by 2. Okay, see, actually in the earlier problem I took it above, right? And to c power minus 1 by 3 and I wrote it. That's not need, because even division also come out to be same thing only. Then anyway it came out to be correct because you can't take the minus value. Always have the positive value. You take the maximum magnitude. Okay, fine. So simple. So therefore, so using the same formula, then therefore delta x by x will be equal to 4 times delta a by a plus 3 times delta b by b plus 1 by 3 times delta c by c plus 1 by 2 times delta d by d. They are given already percentage of error, correct? So delta a by a is equal to how much? 2%, right? That is 2 divided by 100. 2 divided by 100. So that is equal to 0.02. And delta b by b will be equal to how much? 3%. That is 0.03. And delta c is also same, right? 0.03, and delta d by d will be equal to 0.04. So therefore, delta x by x will be equal to 4 times delta a by a. That is 4 into 0.02 plus 3 into 0.03 plus 1 by 3 into 0.03. Am I right? Correct? Plus 1 by 2 into 0.04. So what this will be? Tell me. 4 into 0.08. 0.08 plus 0.09 plus 0.01 plus 0.02. So tell me what this answer will be?
0.1 plus 0.1, 0.2.
Yeah, this is 0.1. See, this and this become 0.1, na? This also becomes 0.1. So 0.1 plus 0.1, 0.2. 0.2. What do you want to find? Percentage error. Therefore, percentage error in x is equal to 0.2 into 100. That's equal to 20%. That should be the answer.